Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to New York City and the 2024 PPL Finals, the Cities Cup. Day one and the fourth matchup of the day. Are you ready to witness the next epic showdown between New York Atlanics and Los Angeles Beat? Please, let's welcome the players. From New York Atlantic, Andrea Ustero, Delphi Brea, Lucas Campagnolo, and Federico Chingotto. From Los Angeles Beats, Jessica Castelló, Carolina Orsi, Javi Leal, and the great Agustin Gomez Cilingo.
Hello everyone, welcome to our last match of our opening day here in the Pro Padel League, the Cities Cup. And which is the best, Eric, the East or the West? New York Atlanics.
We'll find out. I mean, big rivalry. New York Atlanticos, the local side. This is their own backyard. Of course, they do go greenhouse here in Brooklyn, New York.
Their own greenhouse, really.
And they're dressed in green, rather fitting for the occasion. You can see it's a great venue. We've had some great paddle here on this opening day. Remember, 3 days non-stop action from morning to late on in the evening. So far, though, all the games have ended in 2 sets, but potentially, looking at this matchup, you know, this is one matchup that could go the full distance. Yeah, but
not just 2 sets, but there've only been two matches as well, so we've not needed the mixed doubles, which had only been played over 1 set, by the way. But here we have it, New York Atlantics against the Los Angeles Beat. We've got the Beat, as the Go-Go's once sang. Delphi Brea and Andrea Ustero. We weren't sure who was going to play this opening match for New York, whether it was going to be Tamara Ricardo, who's originally down to partner Delphi.
It's a really strong roster, isn't it?
Wow. And I want to say, though, team for the Beat, Carolina Orsi, best Italian probably in history, you'd have to say, wouldn't you? Carolina Orsi and Jess Castillo, 9th in the rankings. It's going to be a close one, this. I think this is going to be quite close. I think New York might just have the edge.
I think when you've got Delphi Brea on your team, there is an advantage. And also, Andrea Ustero is a very talented teenager. I mean, amazing to think she's just 17 years old, out from Barcelona, Spain. Actually played with Delphi in a couple of tournaments when Bear Gonzalez got injured. Yep. Now, of course, back with her original partner, Alejandra Alonso. But as you said, this matchup could be one that goes the full distance.
Yeah, absolutely. Delphi got to the semi-finals at the recent Premier Padel event in Kuwait. So once again, is jet lag going to be a little bit of a factor for them, or do they all travel in first class, Eric? You know, lie back and sleep all the way.
I mean, looking at the games we've seen so far, you would say none of the players, if they've had jet lag, they've hit it very well. They've been, I mean, we've seen some games that have been tight. Some, we look at the final score, it's not a fair reflection of what we've seen out on the court. There was the last
game we saw was just 6-3, 6-1, only 7 points difference there. And there you see Andrea Ustero. And Delphi, so back with Bear Gonzalez, who's had a few injury problems this season.
From Argentina, Buenos Aires, lives in Madrid. You know, we've said this before, the vast majority of players from South America are based in Europe. living in either Barcelona or the Spanish capital. And, you know, for those that haven't seen Padel in action, she's passionate, quick, talented, charismatic. And I think, you know, with a younger player, she's obviously got to pass on that experience and make sure that Andrea Osteda remains calm. It's a big stage, it's a big event, it's the end of the season, it's the season finale. There is a title at stake, but first, 3 important points in the group.
Yeah, I think Andrea, though, she's shown over the fact that she is ranked 14th in the world, that she is pretty good at keeping her calm. Jess Castillo. Another one of those players who maybe just passes slightly under the radar, but is always chipping away quarters, semi-finals.
27 years old, top 10.
And she's partners, these days she's partnering one of the legends of the game, Alexandra Salazar. Yeah.
Plays alongside Salazar. There's been plenty of movement with those pairings, double partners swapping throughout the season. Of course, her doubles partner here, Karina Orsi, slightly more experienced, 6 years senior, 33 years old, got to number 27 in the world, has obviously been much higher. Plays on the drive you mentioned from Italy.
From Rome.
And it's going to be a very good matchup. Then, of course, after this women's doubles, it's going to be the turn of the men's doubles. We've yet to see it on this opening day of the Cities Cup. A mixed doubles. For that to happen, of course, one team would need to win the women's doubles and the other, the men's.
Exactly. Carolina Orsi, apparently, as well as playing, if the website is to believe, she also works in sports management, so clearly preparing for the future as well.
We saw it also from Mappy as well. In the previous session, Mappy also works in sport along with her twin sister.
Well, they've got their own academy now.
Padel player. Quite a few padel players also, you know. We talked about Martita Ortega.
Yeah.
Studied medicine. You know, a lot of players do have, you know, they've studied, of course. They've got their, potentially their future careers sorted out, but now they're here to enjoy the fastest growing sport in the world. It's taking North America by storm. We're seeing a team in Canada, the Toronto Polo Bears. Congratulations. They won their 2 games, take 3 points earlier today. We're seeing clubs popping up across the country, across Canada, which is a great sign, really, because it's, you know, in Europe now, everyone's talking about padel. Even in the UK, courts are popping up competing with tennis, you know, a sport that's been around for generations.
Because it's a lot easier to get started and to enjoy yourself playing. You can basically, if you have a bit of hand-to-eye coordination, you can get the ball over the net, then you can start to play.
Fans of all ages, of course, so we've seen fans of all ages here. People can, you know, take up padel with friends. It's enjoyable. There's plenty of banter. It's 20 by 10. You know, the equipment is relatively cheap to start off with. Of course, you can get rackets. They go into their $250, $300. But to start off, a decent, you know, racket, $40, $50. Set of balls. The 4 of you on a court. The good thing is you also split the charge of a court between 4.
You can buy them. You can basically buy your rackets in Decathlon. I don't know if Decathlon, the chain, exists in America, but it's basically.
I'm sure they've got their outlets where you can get
might well have
decent rackets. Good Adidas rackets also. And for those wondering if you can play with tennis balls, don't. Tennis balls have a different pressure than paddle balls. The bounce is very different, the speed is very different. If you can, do play with paddle balls because they're the ones meant for a paddle court.
And there are 2 types of paddle. There are 2 different speeds of paddle balls as well as
depending on the altitude.
In Madrid, they did actually make the mistake a couple of years ago of using these. Well, obviously Madrid is at altitude, but they use like the slower balls and.
To try and compensate.
And it overcompensates.
They overcompensate because Madrid is actually the highest capital in Europe. There's a tournament there, highest capital is 655 metres above sea level, and it was just incredible to see that the ball was going even slower at altitude because they changed the ball to try and compensate. Here, we're at sea level. The temperature is perfect. The court is perfect. The venue is perfect.
So enjoy. New York Atlanics against the Los Angeles Beat.
All set. That's a beautiful shot there. You can see there.
It is good, isn't it?
The skyline behind us. Up this Dougal greenhouse, which has hosted some of the biggest events in music, in cinema, and also in fashion, and now one of the biggest sporting events, the fastest growing sport, padel. the Cities Cup, and I think we're very close to the start of the final session, Paul.
We are
opening
indeed,
day.
yeah. Stand's filling up a little bit as well. I think that's probably as the local fans are turning out. We're just here. If you're actually behind us, you can see it's the Williamsburg Bridge, isn't it? You can see the World
lights.
Trade Center, and just behind us is where they actually repair the ferries for New York. The New York, I think it's the transport system. We had a little stroll around.
It's been beautiful weather here in New York, but now it's at night time. Perfect setting. You can look at that court. It looks, well,
looks very good, doesn't it?
Top level.
So it's going to be Delphi to get us underway.
Very assured opening by both sets of players.
And then nicely played though by Delphi. Down the finds that space in the middle. 15 love. Just leave a little bit too much space between them there, don't they?
Both players drifted out wide.
Yep.
At the same time.
That's the sort of thing that might happen when you're not really an established pairing. Well played there. And by Andrea. That's aggressive from Delphi.
It's really difficult to dig out from under the feet. When it comes to the serve, it's quite interesting to see how Delphi serves sometimes into the body. Sometimes you look for those serves down the middle, which doesn't give your opponent much angle for the return, or sometimes up against the glass. That was good depth on that serve.
Served out.
It's mixed it. Every single serve was different. Right, as you can see now, quick break between games, not the normal break you get when we get to the third service game. You get, what, 30 seconds, if that, just to pass on some instructions again to your players, just saying, take that extra step forward, step close to the net. Try and hit those volleys if possible at slightly higher. Obviously, the further back you are, the lower. Normally, if those balls are played down to your feet, so try and get to that net. Put pressure on your opponents. Let's see if it works.
It's going to be Jess Castillo to serve for Los Angeles beat.
Did really well to cover that middle ground.
Well played by Jess Castillo.
15 love.
Good put away. Again, trainer's instructions. When you can get close to the net, because if you're one step further back, then that volley could be, what, waist high, even below the height of the net. And there it's very difficult to hit a winning shot.
Basically, the closer you are to the net, the harder it is to make a mistake and hit the ball into the net. Quick reflexes.
15 all.
Sometimes you can wonder those slow approach shots. Why? When you see tennis or other racket sports, you normally, topspin down low and then get into the net. Here, the slow shot is sometimes really difficult to return, because also the slow shot allows you and your partner to get to the net.
Well played there by Caroline Orsi.
30-15.
Once again, that advantage of being a right-handed and a left-handed player. Both pairs are one left-handed player and one right. We think that's just out.
Not too sure, Duffy, but there. She's had a quick look across the umpire.
I think it's a correct call, though. Oh, good serve. Back to against the glass. 1 game all.
Andreas Tero to serve. Love 15.
Slightly wild effort.
Oh, it's just gone a little bit long. Little jump of frustration there from Carolina Orsi.
When it's so hard to churn out a point to win a point, it's really frustrating when you gift a point to your opponents. Look how hard they're working here to win this point.
Oof, once again,
30-15.
batters that down, trying to control it almost on the half volley, which is very hard to do if you've been watching a few matches earlier today in the play. (30-15).
Oh, looking.
40-15.
It's a tough shot. And it's one of those ones, if you get it over the net, then
It's great.
yeah, but still, good effort.
I think sometimes that is a shot that you probably shouldn't try at home either, because it might end in injury. Well played, Carolina.
40-30.
Anticipated that.
Yeah, good positioning. Took up a middle ground, left open the lane, so, you know, potentially could have seen a passing shot, but instead opted to go cross court directly to where her opponent was standing. Maybe he should have got a shout from a doubles partner. That would have helped.
And aggressive play, stepped in there, saw the opportunity, blasted it. And not a good deal that RC could do. There's Juan Diaz there, acting as a coach now for New York.
Well, the home side, to the delight of, I would say it's a partisan crowd here. There are quite a few supporters here supporting the local team. And, well, look at that. I mean, that is quite spectacular.
It is indeed.
It's an outstanding venue for an outstanding tournament. What a way to end
I suppose if you're from New
season.
York, you probably see it every day, but we don't see it every day. So it's something you tend to see in cop scenes, isn't it, when you throw the TV on?
It's a pleasure to be here, you know, to be part of the City's Cup. And, well, a good start to this game. New York Atlanics. I'm sure there's no pressure being the home side, but of course, you know, this is a battle, as you said. There's a rivalry between these teams. But you know, later we can talk about this, Paul. From the opening day, you know, there are already some clear favourites from the results we've seen in this opening day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I think it might become even clearer tomorrow. Obviously, full session of matches on Wednesday. Well, so I think we'll see maybe a couple of teams already book their places for Friday's semi-finals. We'll see if things go according to form.
And if not, well, it'll go down to the wire on Thursday. Thursday, of course, is the final round of games in the group stage. Strawberry Day 2, and then the semi-final, and, of course, the final on Saturday.
Carolina Orsi to serve. Just to remind you, when you serve, you can't have the ball higher than waist height. misunderstanding there.
Brilliant, brilliant. And that was give credit also to Delphi Brer, because she was the one who said, dart forward.
Yep.
There was a shout, because you can see here, slightly lost, not too sure where to go, got the call, then tracked the ball.
And
put the finishing
kills
touch.
it, really, basically. 15-all. Good deep serve again. Gets it out of court. Well played, Carolina. 30-15.
30-15.
And Ostedo had gambled, had raced out of the door.
But so that there's not quite as much room, is there, to the
It's a
side
difficult
as there is
shot,
in
though, to
some.
execute, especially when the ball is travelling away from you. If it's down the side,
Yeah, it's
potentially, you've got
You can lob
an
it back
easier
over.
task. Not easy, but an easier task.
No, well played, well anticipated there. Just step forward and down the middle. Just a little bit too much space there between Carolina Orsi and Jess Castillo again. 30-all. Drill down a feet.
Backtracking was up the net. A couple of steps back, couple of steps back. Bang on the service line. Down at the feet. Couldn't really do much.
Said that if I saw I was right in front of Delphi and she was lining up a smash, I'd be tempted to backtrack as well. So 2 break points. And second serve. As I say, you don't see many double faults in paddle. I think I've
Is
seen
that
about
going to be a
one.
commentator's curse? No. Very rare, double faults. As rare as aces.
You might see an ace if I played. That was that would be.
Would you be on the receiving end?
I'll be obviously be on the receiving end, yeah.
Oh, the backhand off the glass.
Ooh. Sat up to be hit, didn't it? That was surprising.
What a bajada.
Ah, clever play from Jess.
Use golden
Juice.
point.
And another golden point.
Well, as soon as that kissed the fence, that was it. Points over.
To receive.
There you've got to try and get there just before. Tried instead of watch.
Game.
That's a cracking shot from
New York Atlanics.
Delphi. Turning it,
3-1.
backhand, dipping it, ending up down at feet. Couldn't do
Final
anything with that,
answer.
Jess. 3-1, first break of our set.
No power needed. Just guided it towards her opponent's feet. Down low, difficult shot to return.
Delphi to look to consolidate that break.
15 off.
And again.
No sets off.
Taking responsibility, isn't she?
Not afraid to
Absolutely
say
not.
mine. Those shots down the middle, which is tempting for both players because, of course, it's their favoured shot, the forehand side.
15 all.
They stayed in the point there, didn't they, Jess Castillo and Carolina Orsi? Looked as if they were trying to dominate it. Ustero and Delphi Brea. But it's 15 all.
Lovely floated backhand cross court. Just drifted over opponent's head.
Oh,
15-30.
shot from Castilla that really won the point.
Sometimes, you know, you take the credit for hitting the smash, but it's your doubles partner that's hit 6, 7, 10 shots in a rally that has created the space for you to hit the winner.
So once again, the serve is under a wee bit of pressure here.
Oh,
what
we
my
have
Smash of the game.
Smash of the match.
30.
Start drawing those 3 Adidas lines on that. All.
There we're hearing those together. She's staying back. She's going forward.
That's not quite the smash of the match, but
Got lucky.
that
Got lucky. Got very lucky. Got a second
finish, yeah.
opportunity.
Carolina should have killed that one.
2 mistakes by both sides. Also, you can see is frustrated.
She's not in a really good angle to hit that, though, is she?
Probably caught in 2 minds.
Second serve.
There, Suin. They're both forward.
Looking for the lob, Delphi. Doesn't quite get it right. Does well there, Jess, because it was right down near her feet.
Another big smash, and this time
New York Atlanics.
made a mistake there.
Just misread it. I think she thought it was going to go out again, but obviously it didn't, and 4-1. But just that one break to the good.
Hit the glass a lot lower than I think Orsi expected. Seeing some wonderful biburas from Delphi Udea. Probably one of her favourite shots.
Yeah, hits it so well.
Execution. It's kind of the, you know, for those not too sure, the bibura, you know, it's the shot in between a smash and the bandeja, the tray shot. Attacking.
Normally with a bit of effect on it. A little bit of venom in it, which is why we'd translate it as a viper, wouldn't you? A víbora is a viper in Spanish.
Important here, the trainer just telling his playing. We've gone into good positions. He's highlighting a couple of shots that perhaps the shot selection wasn't the right one. You know, everything's perfect. The whole build-up to the final shot, but then the shot you wanted to play
Isn't the one you've
wasn't
done.
the one you should have played.
Jessica Castellón to serve.
Yes. To serve. So ranked 9th. Woof. Once again hits that side and
15 off.
Dipped viciously.
gains new life as a ball almost. Yep.
13 off.
Stayed a bit too short. The return from Delphi allowed Orsi the chance to win the smash 30 love.
amazed
Oh,
just
nice
how,
little change of angle there.
yeah, how flexible the wrists of Ulstetter are. She somehow just managed to bend her arm backwards to try and flick it back into play. A couple of excellent shots down in the corner. I mean, changing the grip just before the shot just to help with the angle.
40 love. And there is the game. Served out to love there by Jessica Castello.
That's the best way to return after that break.
And Delphi's... Sorry, it's Ulstetter serving. Oof. My
Well,
word.
that was a change. That was I mean, that's another contender. That's another contender. I've jotted 2 down so far. Everyone expected that to go cross court. Everybody, apart from the player who struck it. Wonderful winner, Ulstetter.
That's great stuff from Delphi. That's a really good shot off the back of that glass. Does she need to just control herself a little bit more?
Frustrated, didn't hit a winner with the first shot. The mistake was not hitting a winner with the first shot. There, you shouldn't have gone for a winner. You should have just kept it simple. Kept the ball in play and moved a bit closer to the net. Bit of patience. Of course, that will come with time, with experience. Still, remind viewers, she's only 17 years old.
Oh, my word. And what a response afterwards. That is exactly what you were saying, isn't it?
Cool as you like.
She's cool as a cucumber, right?
That was really, it's just so relaxed, composed, class finish. A couple of mistakes in this service game.
30-all. So there's still only one break in it. Hey, Carolina,
That was the right idea, though.
No, she stepped in, she saw it.
Yeah, it was a good, again, the reading of the game is excellent. It's just that shot. Sometimes it hit the tape going out wide.
Not so much the shot selection, it's the
on this occasion,
shot effectiveness.
Yeah, definitely. The execution was wanting.
Oh, well played, really well played.
And again. Changing that grip before hitting that shot. So resourceful. Ulstetter. And again.
Ooh.
Well, opting for the big lob just to allow both players to get back into position.
Great defending.
Wow. And again. And again.
Yeah, tremendous stuff.
Has to be the
what
point.
a point.
The point,
Game.
I would say, of the day. The point of the day so far.
She was like defending like she was batting off bees, wasn't she?
There's
That
that
was
flexibility, contortionist. You know, in these corners where you're kind of bending your arm, the wrist, you're changing the grip just to somehow get that ball back into play.
I'm amazed that she didn't put one of those out.
That's another one. Don't try that one at home. Incredible. I mean, and also, how important was that point? 5-2 up.
Yeah, it would have been back to the same on breaks. I mean, she stretches down there. That one there,
that shot.
I mean, that's incredible. But she shouldn't just defend it, but she puts Orsi under pressure.
Well, yeah, turned what was a defensive shot into a shot that allowed both players to get forward. And then, you know, the finishing touch. Delphi Brea. Just over half an hour gone
5-2
in this match.
It's going to be Carolina Orsi serving again to stay in this set.
Time.
Again, when you look at this, 90 seconds the trainer has with the players. I wouldn't say the entire conversation, but it is directed to Orsi. I think Castillon has made very few mistakes.
But she's one of those players, she's a little bit, how can I say, she's sort of like the coque Nieto, isn't she? Sort of flies under the radar, doesn't make mistakes, and that's why she's top 10.
That was really clever. That was really clever. Took all the sting out of what could have been a smash, opted for the right shot.
And with a bit of angle. Oh, that wasn't quite the right shot, however, 15 all. But I think that's a reflection of what we've been commenting, isn't it? I mean, she's getting into the right position, but sometimes the shot
difference
execution
between the players is that consistency. You know, getting that previous shot in 9 times out of 10, and not one good shot, one poor shot, one good shot, one poor shot. For example, the volley there by Orsi was too high. You either lob it or you volley down. She left it at a really comfortable height
right, to knock
for
down,
Padel
yeah,
to capitalise on.
Oof, just in.
That just squeezed it.
Oh, that's a lovely little change of angle there from Andrea. And all of a sudden we got 3 set points after being neck and neck almost. And set. That's a sort of an almost, I don't see us getting back into this game sort of shot, isn't it?
Well, we saw in that game an excellent shot from Orsi, and then 2 unforced errors. And so in the end, you're -1 in the global.
That's a frustrating way to lose the set as well. It's just not a great shot at all. So,
but credit, you have to say, Orstedo.
The New York girls are so far.
But so much credit when you're looking at, you know, the way she's playing, and to think that, you know, she's been, playing competitive paddle at this level, if that, and, you know, the opportunities to play here, you know, at a venue like this in New York. And you're looking at these two players, thinking, wow, I mean, potentially in the future, could they play together? You never know, because we've seen players switch, but she's definitely somebody that I'm sure the top 5 or 6 will be wanting to play with, because she's only 17. Well, the future's hers.
And her partner, Alexandra Alonso, although she's not here, is another one.
Another teenage sensation.
I mean, they're getting regularly to quarterfinals now.
This is the point, wasn't it? This was the magic.
Oh, that's incredible.
Just scoops it up somehow. And it's not just scooping it into play, like you said.
It became over the top.
It became a shot where they could attack and then take control of the point. I mean, you're looking at some of the points from this first set, and they're a delight to watch. We've seen some amazing paddle in the previous session and this session. Really impressed with the earlier men's game, won by Stupendineno. And this game hasn't disappointed. Although it's 6-2, it hasn't disappointed.
Time.
Look at the stats, though. 19 points won against 16. Once again, that is not a big difference, but 6-2 and only the 1 golden point. So once again, it's not as if it's an absolute hammering, but it's key moments.
Key moments
that
because
they are winning.
Yeah, they've had 3 breakpoint opportunities and they've won 2. Their opponents have yet to have
To start the second
that
set,
breakpoint opportunity.
Okay, and Delphi has the chance to get off to flyer in the second set as well.
Whoa, great recovery. I thought it was a backhand down the line winner.
He puts it long. Worked the opportunity. Looking to attack the net.
Seeing how Orstedo's mixing up her shots there, for example, sometimes a bajada with pace, sometimes just slows the whole cycle down. That cross-court winner we saw in the previous game. And then sometimes the normal bajada. Has an amazing repertoire of shots. Oh, there you go.
Well, that was another one for the rest. That's another one for the commentary curse, Eric, unfortunately. Love 30.
Paul Ustedo.
Just as I thought.
I set her up for the winner there. I set her up for the smash.
To be honest, I was putting my hands together to get ready to catch that ball when it came over the top. Love 30. Love 40.
Love 40.
What's happening?
Oh, in a blink of an eye. We're never in this position in the first set. Castillo and Orsi.
Oof.
15-4.
Well, that died. You know, it was quite flat. And as soon as it struck the side wall,
Scurried across the court. So again, looking to lob.
yeah, slightly risky shot to take there.
Yeah, but once again, that was slightly unnecessary, but there is a break of serve for Jess Castillo and Carolina Orsi to get us going at the start of the second set.
Going to have some new balls when play resumes in this second set, and Castillo and Orsi, well, you know, it's a clean slate. We keep saying this. You lose a set, you can't continue to live in that set. You can't think about what went wrong. Try and learn from the mistakes, of course, and then focus on that second set, and they have done.
There's that last point that was just saying hit me, wasn't it?
New balls. Will serve with new balls. Jessica Castillo.
Okay, Jessica Castillo to serve with new balls, as you heard them from the umpire. Whoa, well played.
15 left. Second serve.
That's well played.
That was good, that was good. That was patient. You can see that. Yeah. Worked the point really well. Now, of course, we're looking to break back immediately after dropping the first game, their service game.
15-all.
Almost got it over.
Yep. Turned it around off those two walls, 15-30.
No, second.
That's gone out. Second serve.
Well angled smash.
Yeah.
Castillo was on the back foot. Had she started off as
she might have just got
Ustedo
there.
was lining up for the smash, she could have got there. Reacted late.
Ah, lovely, lovely control,
Punch that
backhand volley.
Yeah, just punched it into the corner.
And we're all even Stevens
Yeah,
again.
perfect reply. You drop a service game, you win back that service game immediately.
And it's
now,
frustrating, it's remarkably
course, yeah, for the
frustrating for your
opponents.
rival as well.
Because that was the only time they've led, briefly, in the match.
Andre Ostero to serve. Lovely lob. Ah, nicely anticipated there from Delphi, but once again, half of the points down to that angled shot from Ostero. Just has her stretching a wee bit.
Yeah,
Pulls her out of position. Thank you very much.
And then what you needed there, perhaps, were Castillo to try and cover that middle ground. But yeah, it was too much space to cover.
That's good aggressive play again.
Well, it seems that dropping the opening game in the set is kind of annoyed
Delphi.
and Ostero. And they're playing much better now in these last two games. And 40-love now in this game, turning a 1-0 deficit into 2-1 lead.
And game served up to love. Did you hear was the baby on the headphones? Was
Could be a young, blossoming commentator. 6-2, 2-1.
Not crying loud enough.
Leon Ostero. Again.
Great reaction to coming back after having broken in that opening game. 2-1, they lead. Obviously just one service break each, and that's a cracking serve, isn't it? You can't do much with that.
So you don't see aces, but this is as good or as close you would get to an ace. Winning on your serve, not allowing your opponents to return the ball. The angle, the depth, the pace, all perfect. Combination of the three. I think what we need to see is slightly more attacking Castillo. She's been solid, making very few mistakes. Maybe just needs to add something extra to a game. Why? Just to
take a little bit of the...
Yeah, to surprise your opponents, because if you're always going to be selling over globos and lobs...
It's checked, but that's the difference. That's the thing about this, the Cities Cup, isn't it, about the Pro Padel League? It's because normally she plays with Alejandra Salazar, who's a bit more attacking. But so she just does the holding role.
But here you might have to take on a slightly different role. Or definitely a different role than you're accustomed to.
It's Carolina Ortiz serving now. Maybe could have been a bit more aggressive there, Jessica, with that shot.
I think that was a good opportunity to have won the point outright and not have to go through a long rally, maybe lose the point.
Well, or not. 40-love. Once again, I don't think there was a need for that smash there.
I think that's something that maybe we'll be looking to just iron out of a game. Be slightly more patient, because a top spin from so deep is difficult to get enough pace in it, enough height to bring it back to your side of the court. And I think we've seen some winners. I think three of the last four have ended up with them losing the point, not winning the point. Have they gone long, like just now, or they've come up too short?
40-15. That's better. That's what she should be looking to do. 2-all.
Yep, there we saw. Going for the winner, hitting the smash, winning the point, 2-2.
Remember, if this does go to a third set, what we have actually is in, as we sometimes see in tennis, is a super tiebreak to 10 points, as opposed to a third set per se. It's Delphi serving.
Sue getting that call.
That's going to go out.
Getting that call from Castillon to attack the net, to put Delphi under even more pressure. It was a really good approach shot. She was in trouble. Just the fact that the two players were at the net, she took a bigger risk and misfired.
Just a chance for them to get close. A bit short, that lob. And that one as well. Ooh, love 30.
I think they'll look to regroup. They might take a bit more time over this serve, have a quick chat, and just, you know, it's another key point. They'd won back-to-back games. They could now lose back-to-back games.
Yeah, but once again, Delphi's struggling on a serve. She was broken in the first game of this set. That's well brought down.
There was no pace in that shot. There was no pace needed.
15-30.
Had they been hit any harder, it probably bounced off the racket of Castillon and gone over the net.
Oi, oi, oi. Well, they worked it well, but she puts it into the net. 15-40. So 3 break points. Does it just slip in her hand a little bit, the racket there?
Just seemed to lose grip.
She was early on just getting some paper, wasn't she? Some tissue paper. I think she was using it for wiping her hands and her racket.
That was a brilliant serve. But a really good return too.
Oi,
Yeah, the ball
too much on it.
It came kind of straight at her. She was well positioned, but the angle changed, unexpected, and in the end, difficult. You know, you kind of lose your bearings on the court.
To be fair, the direction it was good, just had too much on it. Ah, well played there by Delphi to force juice and the golden point. Thought for a second she might have put a little bit too much on that shot, actually.
Carolina Orsi to receive.
Here, they've got a couple of seconds to serve. There's the time warning from the umpire.
Time for a bit of hurry up.
No,
That's gone long. Interesting, she chose to serve to a forehand there. Perhaps, I suppose.
We'll give her less of an angle, perhaps.
It's brilliant to save that.
Readjusted so well, Orsi.
Oh, no, dear, that was...
They were on top of the point throughout the point. You could see, you know, perfectly placing, moving the players around, and then just that final shot.
That's been the difference.
That's heartbreaking, because another golden point that you failed to win, And probably, looking back at that service game, you deserved to win it.
Probably should have won it, definitely. Probably definitely should have.
Well,
definitely maybe.
hangs on to her service game. 3-2 now, 6-2. We are still with serve.
But the fact is, if somebody's almost forced to play a shot off the back glass like that, I mean, that's a defensive shot always, isn't it?
It was good, though. It was really good. It was good depth. But then here, clever shot.
Yeah, once again, under
forward.
pressure, and there.
It's an easy volley. It's just above your head. It's comfortable. You're well positioned.
It's a little bit like the shot that was the last point in the first set, isn't it? That sort of, okay, not looking for a winner, but just not having any conviction or anything.
I think that's conviction. It was almost like sometimes you kind of seize up and the racket suddenly weighs 10 times more. It was one of these ones where, what do I do, what do I do? And in the end, it was a tame shot into the net. Oh, the coach is saying, you know, when it comes to these shots, there's nothing I can, you know.
I can't take them for you.
No, I mean, you've been playing really well, but there are a couple of shots. You know, sometimes when you're looking for a bit of side spin, maybe keep it a bit simple. Don't, you know, try and look to push it so far up against the glass because there is a risk it will go too far, go straight out of play. And it has happened, you know, a few times to Castillo, less, Orsi,
To be fair, tactically, they've done really well. It's just been some of the shots from Carolina that just slid away. Anyhow, it's Jess Castello serving, 15-love. This game's still very finely balanced. Well played by Jess. Sorry, by Delphi. Evil bounce, wasn't it? That?
You could tell she was aiming for that. It was, you know, the way she shaped her body was, you know, facing diagonal, got the shot away, and of course we know what happens when you hit it off the fence.
Good serve. Did really well even to just return that one, I think, Andrea.
I still think it's incredible how these players can race off the court, not run straight into the fence or the net or the post, and still manage to keep their eye on the ball.
Yeah,
it's more often than not get it back into play.
The Padel GPS is functioning.
That was it, a flat smash. That was all about not the depth. It was getting it down nice and early, so it would just sail over the back fence.
Let's have a look at that.
Because if you hit this too deep, it could hit the fence.
And bounce back up and
then
give them...
bounce back up into play. So she tapped the net, got over the ball, flat, straight down.
You know, I'm just thinking, in the Padel I've never seen anyone go into the wall when they've chased the ball out, or even into the net. I'm sure there's probably YouTube videos of it. Oh, well played again.
40-30.
Once again, having to work for this game tremendously hard. But two good smashes from Orsi. Credit where it's due. Good bajada there from Jess.
Oh.
Well played.
I mean, just the sound as it slammed into the fence.
That sort of metallic sound, isn't it? When you hear that sort of metallic
sound,
clunk.
which are the poles that go, the vertical poles. Well, of course, if it comes off one of those poles,
you are basically not getting it back.
It's a lottery. But it's not luck, you know, you do look sometimes, you know, angle those shots into those poles.
Hey, Carolina. Once again, good angle change. But a little bit too high. 15 love. Well, good serve, wasn't it? That deep, close in. Get to that point now where any mistakes...
Has been serving very well, Ostedo.
Get to the point now where any mistakes can be fatal.
I mean, Delphi has struggled more to win her service games, but again,
What?
that is an amazing drop shot, but it's because of the serve. The serve was so difficult to return. Just getting it over the net was an achievement by Castillo, but then the simplest of volleys. Look.
And a little
Looks
bit of,
simple, it's not simple.
a little bit of backspin on it as well.
Simple for Delphi. Too much topspin on that shot.
Oh,
Another. Oh, there. Couldn't quite flip it over.
40-15. Skipped the first, I mean, the first one skips low, and that's just almost impossible to return.
Another great serve.
Takes it first time, put it into the net, 40-30.
If we're looking at, you know, all the shots, your ground strokes, the volleys near the net, probably the one shot that she's been struggling with today has been those smashes, not that smash,
not that one.
Smashes from, you know, around about the service line area.
4 games to 3, another break and another massive game coming up after this when Carolina Rossi basically has to hold a serve C or C, as they would say.
Yeah, because 4-4, I could see this going to a third set at 5-3, break down. When you've always had that kind of feeling it's catch up. We're there, we have a chance to, no, again, we're behind. There, we just quickly caught the coach saying it. Okay, not this shot, but if it's slightly deeper, don't try and hit the winner. There's no need. Well, you know, you're better than your opponents, and you will win that point. Just stay on top of the point. Don't allow them to get control of the net. Maintain that advantage, but just only take those many, you know, that many risks.
Yeah.
There, a few of those lobs have gone long. Obviously, you know, the lobs cross court has a greater distance to travel diagonally, so has it, you know, more time obviously to get high and back down again. But what the trainer was saying is, you know, also look for those little lobs down the line, little chip and get forward, chip and charge.
Right, Carolina Rossi, massive game. 4-3 down. Well, that's not a bad start. 15 love. Saying if you lose this, it's 5-3, and it will be Delphi serving for the match. Oof, just out.
That was really close. That's one of the ones where you kind of breathe a sigh of relief, as if like I didn't have to try and play that one.
40, racing through this game. That's well played.
4-15.
Now that focus and concentration is so important now.
Yeah, just got to serve out this game. Oh.
Now, this is what you didn't want to see. Now, you know,
it's an unforced
a few
error.
doubts,
All
a few
of a
doubts
sudden, it's
start creeping in because there's some mistakes, an unforced error. Okay, still 40-30, but suddenly thinking, okay,
they lose the next point. It's a set point. It's a break point. It's a gold point, golden point.
In a game that you've controlled and dominated.
Mm-hmm. Clips the net, I think.
Also got the net and also went out.
This is a battle of nerves, this point, isn't it?
Oh, held up. To readjust really well. All stead up.
Oh, another error from Jess. Just going backwards, off balance.
Backtracking. Probably could have maybe stayed forward. The lob wasn't that high in the end. Potentially could have struck it. You can see there. Closer. Ran back.
Yeah, doesn't get her arm action right. I'm going to say this is the most important point in the match up to now.
So far, definitely. You just dropped 2 in a row. Both mistakes.
If you hold this, you're still under a great chance of the set. If you lose it...
Again, not putting in her first serve, Aussie. Oh, well, not short on confidence, is she? I mean, I think the training for a second heart in your mouth is in, like, you know, when it comes at this time, what a whack.
If it's not, you know, you don't have to hit those.
What a whack.
And I tell you what, that is a massive blow.
Big one to put away.
You were 40-love up and you end up losing the game.
$15.
15-love. Delphi hasn't exactly been reliable on a serve. Delphi Brea.
1-1, lost one. And the one they won went the full distance.
Just the wrong side of the net. With the backspin as well.
Yeah, it was probably the right shot to play. I mean, both players were deep behind the service line. But again, instead of playing that drop shot, you could have just sent another deep volley in, retained the position at the net, and look to win the next point. Oh, what a serve.
That just scuttled away. That scurried through like a rabbit, didn't it?
There's no bounce on that ball. Amazing. I mean, the power and the spin.
That's a wise choice. We've got to slightly off balance.
What a recovery.
I was just going to say
a recovery. That was behind her.
She was off balance there.
She was off balance in no man's land. All the weight was on the wrong leg. I mean, that was a really good return. But look at this. Everything was wrong about that, apart from the end product. It just goes to show what a talent she is. What a natural talent. Oh!
Well,
they raced through those final 2 games.
Well, I'll tell you what. That 2 games ago, this was still very, very much in the balance. It just shows sometimes how a game in paddle can change everything. Really fine margins.
You're looking at probably those 2 key points, not being unfair on Castillo, who played brilliantly, but there's 2 key points that went into the net, leading 40-15. Suddenly, it went to the golden point, dropped that, and their heads dropped. In the final game, they just breezed through to claim 6-2, 6-3.
I think that happens, though, doesn't it? You know, you got the chance to go 4-all, and you're 40-love. And all of a sudden, you find yourself 5-3 down. I think you sort of think sometimes, I don't know, I mean, maybe you don't think it, but I just think there's something there.
I wouldn't say in the back of your mind, it's very present, but it's there. And then you lose, you know, the first point of the final game. 6-2, 6-3, and now the best smash of the match, Paul, sponsored by Adidas, is...
It's that one.
Well, I mean, had to be.
Smashing.
I mean, I think 7 great smashes.
That's the one chosen by Adidas, who
What makes
sponsor
that,
our
yeah.
smash of the match.
What makes that so good is when the player's so far back, because when you're close to the net,
Yeah.
you know, you hit the ball down like we saw,
And there
quite
was a-
flat, and it bounces over.
And there were a couple of times when she tried it from far back and it didn't
Oh
quite
yeah, I think
work out.
more than that. Yeah, she found, you know, she kind of struggled. I wouldn't say a ticking off from the trainer, but just, you know, sometimes there's no need to, you know, try that shot.
A friendly word of advice.
Yeah, words of wisdom.
Well, our man Julian is there waiting pitch side. As you can see there, Delphi and Andrea striding over to talk to him.
Big smile on their faces, of course. Winners in the opening game of this series.
Meanwhile, the men start warming up. We're not looking at them. We're going to listen to our man Julian.
Congratulations, New York Atlantics, clinching the first point of this series. Delphi, tell us your first experience here on the court, and especially in New York City.
Yeah, hi everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. We are at home in New York, so we are really, really happy to our debut here. We hope to see you all next year. Padel is rising in the US, so we are really, really happy. So thank you all.
So tell me, your first time in New York, primera vez en New York, ¿cómo es la experiencia?
Bueno, pues nunca había estado aquí y la verdad que es una experiencia increíble estar jugando aquí. Así que nada, muy contentas de dar el primer punto y ahora animar a los chicos.
Happy to be here in New York, first time playing here. You know, super happy now, cheering up for the boys. Hopefully we can clinch the second point. With that, thank you so much, and let's go New York Atlantics.
Well, first blood goes to New York then. The Atlantics are on a roll.
6-2, 6-3. I mean, excellent. Let's look at some of the highlights from this match.
Great performance, well, from both Delphi and Andrea Ostero. But I was really impressed with Ostero. So she was a late selection because it did look as if it was going to be Tamara Ricardo starting alongside Delphi. In fact, yesterday we had a couple, our Spanish companion said, "Nah, we don't think Delphi will be ready for the first game," but she was indeed.
Oh, she was more than ready, and just impressed by the repertoire. I mean, it's amazing to see. Of course, you watch it on TV. If you get the chance to watch it live, please do, because you know the movement and the acceleration. You appreciate.
It's like most
the
sports.
pace
It's like
much
basketball.
more.
I always think
Obviously,
basketball when you watch it on court. If you can get a ticket.
It's a different. It's a different. Different event, and well, congratulations, 6-2, 6-3, and you can see now on the court, it's either, Paul, the penultimate game of the session or the final game of the session.
We'll be back with our final or penultimate match of the day in a couple of moments.